when it comes to a salary cap shit.
Yeah.
But
well, and that's why I said to the guy, I said, if you don't take that charge out of your phone and put it in my shoes, we're gonna have some issues, buddy.
That charge?
The shoes. Yeah, get it?
What kind of? No, I don't.
That's right.
I don't.
Yeah.
Should I get it?
Hello, welcome to the Average Bros Gym podcast with your hosts, eerily similar names, Kory and Kory. Sit you down and talk you through fitness, health, and life advice, which seeks to meet you where you're at. No polarizing black and white takes, just genuine advice and good conversation. And Kory,
nailed it.
It is the 1 year anniversary of the Average Bros Gym podcast in 4 days from now. But by the time you release this episode, who knows? 4 days from now. Let's just keep doing applauses over and over and over again. Gosh, we're the coolest people in the world.
December 11th.
December 11th, the very first episode we released.
Yeah. Michaela and I were talking about it before. Like, she asked me, do you know the day? I went back through, scrolled up, December 11th. And that, if I do also recall, was a virtual one that we had done. Yeah, not even in person yet at that point. So, yeah. Yeah,
and then for the first several episodes, we had like one mic that we just talked into.
Yep.
Which made sense. We didn't have the mixer yet. The mixer was a whole nother financial investment.
Yeah.
So it was like we had to figure out like, oh, how can you have two inputs in the same recording? And it was like, this is the way you do it.
Well, and that was still in your bedroom at that point. We were bringing in chairs from the kitchen, to set on up, and now we're sitting in this nice little studio cozy space with the beautiful Paris behind us.
The backdrop of Paris. We just got to get like soundproof stuff in here. You know what I mean?
We
probably won't do that.
No. This is good.
Seems like too much of an investment.
We'll see. It'll just organically build as it has.
Yeah. We'll sure. Yeah. So everybody, this is the 1 year anniversary episode, the anniversary special. So we thought we'd kind of break down maybe some moments from the favorite episodes, favorite moments, as well as maybe like the year in the year.
Your recap. What is this? Our Spotify Wrapped?
Yes. Well, before Spotify did the Wrapped, like everybody else will just wrap their year, right? Maybe with like, I don't know, maybe not.
Kind of.
So we did have a Spotify Wrap for the podcast.
We did.
I mean, I couldn't get on my phone. I had to get on the computer. So that's why I took those photos and put them on the Instagram. And I'm like,
yeah. Okay, so Spotify Wrap, yes, for our podcast.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
for the podcast. Yeah.
Wait, did you just have like a separate Spotify account that you just signed in under like Average Bros and you were just jamming to that? So
no, it's like the Spotify creators thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So. But so that was cool. So that was fun.
Our Spotify Wraps also get fucked up being fitness instructors.
Yeah.
Okay,
so what was like your top?
I don't
remember. Okay.
I'd have to go back and look. I can't. I did watch it, but not enough because I knew right away, like for all the times that I used my phone and Spotify specifically for classes, I'm like, this isn't necessarily going to be reflective of like my specific. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to get messed up a little bit.
It's all like dance music and like house music and all shit like that.
Yep.
And like there was at one point, one of my favorite bands released a new album, and they're kind of like do like pop punk esque stuff. So it was like that was like one month. It was like, oh yeah, like you had this month, and you did XYZ, right? Like you had like listen to this, whatever. Super.
That was new. It was like these
October
2 or 3 months. You were really into BAM. I also, oddly enough, really liked their. I don't know, the wordage that they used, for those kind of like playlist or genres. I thought they were like really unique. But yeah, no, they were not necessarily as reflective my overall like top 5 ranking just because of the amount of time that I listened to it.
Yeah, sorry. Music, the workout music kind of takes it over. That's fine. Yeah, but that's all good. That's our Spotify Wrapped. We were like the podcast is in like the top 10 of like 96 people's podcasts.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's nuts. I didn't expect that.
I just even thinking about that, some people might think that's just like a really low number. But I'm like, if you had 96 people just chilling in a room with you, like one, you're going to need a pretty big room.
It's like more than double a full Orange Theory class.
Yeah. And like even that within that space being, having coached that, we know how, tight knit that can be in close quarters. And now like, double that. And then just for, those people to be able to, listen and continue on is just awesome to think about.
Yeah, I had it was like, I mean, that was crazy because I also look at the numbers of like listeners we have every week, and I was like, I feel like that's a lot. But I was like, yeah, cool, awesome, let's
Yeah.
go, yeah. So there we go. So I mean, I
And
don't know.
5-star rating. So yeah,
Yeah,
keep it up. Keep it
that's
up,
true.
team.
So team, if you want to help us grow, keep rating us 5 stars, and you can talk shit about us via email or to us personally,
We encourage it.
as long as you rate us 5 stars.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I could care about. So there we go. So yeah, so I mean, like we could talk about also like fitness trends in 2024, fitness life, yeah, that too, of what we've seen. So I mean, like first off, I mean, like let's kick it off on like favorite episode from our first year of doing this.
Oh God, favorite episode. There's so many to count. I think
Should I pull up a list?
I mean that you could do it just as a quick little refresher, but I will say some of the ones that immediately come to mind are like our guest appearances,
Sure.
and just like even looking back at those, Ellen having came on, Abby, and it's just cool to have those types of conversations. The dynamic of it changes. Like obviously everyone that we shoot together is always enjoyable, but yeah, those guests being brought on and their willingness to come onto a podcast and just chill and shoot the shit with us was awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. It was people like those a lot. You know what I mean? They enjoy those guest appearances and just like being able to sit down and listen to someone else's perspective. And as two bros, it's kind of nice having like a woman thrown in the mix as well to provide a little bit of a different perspective, and so people enjoy that. Yeah, man. I mean, like the episode that did the best as far as listeners go was yours about your marathon training and going through the eating disorder, everything like that too. I think that resonated with people a lot because that's the most popular episode so far. So
okay, and I wonder if it's like a culmination of both, like people just being generally interested in my approach or thoughts regarding marathon training, but then also yes, the eating disorder piece of it, which I think maybe a lot of people might not have been obviously familiar with or had known that I had battled with at a period of time, and just hearing somebody that for a lot of the listeners would have at some point had probably a personal relationship with me, like having cross paths with them at a gym most likely, but them not knowing that aspect of my history probably appealed to people, to a clearly a large degree, meaning that it was our number one episode.
Oh yeah, no, I like that a lot, and yeah, I think those points on it was probably a good blend of both like our like humor and also something that's really important to people and people, something that impacts some people regardless of where they're at in their fitness level, anything like that, it impacts everybody, right?
When I wonder too, like we should like talk about that at some point, whether that's in this podcast or our next one is just like with holidays, right around the corner, and right around the corner, we're in it. We just
had Thanksgiving,
just wrapped up Thanksgiving, and we just also that means wrapped up Halloween. You got Christmas right around the corner. You got the New Year's resolution, all that good stuff, and that obviously that being a thing that a lot of people battle with, and then obviously are currently battling with as well. Yeah.
Well, how was let's segue real quick here. How was your Thanksgiving?
Beautiful.
Good.
It was. We on Thanksgiving Day went with Michaela, and they had a little family get together, which was really nice. And then over the weekend, we were able to then thankfully go back down to Winona, Minnesota, and my hometown, to spend with my mom and my dad, and then my brother and his wife. And it was our first Thanksgiving without grandma. And my grandmother, who is, and what I should say was, basically just my idol growing up. I mean, was over there 24/7. I feel I get a lot of my personality, interests, and everything from her. And was obviously very close with. She passed 1 week after Thanksgiving this past year. So I was really happy to be able to have a little bit of an extended weekend down there. Michaela and I, we actually on it would have been Saturday, drove out to the burial site as well, just to be able to, because I hadn't seen the headstone yet that my parents had selected out, or like with the family and whatnot. So yeah, it was a good time overall. There was a lot of fun had, a lot of food had, but that was one of the things that I think resonated with me most just this Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point. Especially when you have those get-togethers and holidays, and oh gosh, Murph, you're gonna fall over.
You're getting sleepy, buddy. Getting a little sleepy. Gotta adjust.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, when you have those those holidays and other events. I'm gonna try to bring my feet up here and see if that works. Okay, we're making it.
Every now and again, just like adjusting a little bit feels so good and much needed, and you didn't realize like how much you needed until you do adjust.
Trying to make sure that Murph's not falling over.
Okay. It is hard when you got a dog.
You know, he's like just big enough that he's not like the smallest in the world, but
because you said what, like 25?
No, even less than
20,
that.
20 pounds,
he's
15?
Like, honestly, last time we weighed him, he was like 16 and a half.
16 pounds? Okay. Yeah. So he's got a ways to bulk up if he's getting to Stevie levels. Even Stevie's not even that heavy. She just weighed in too. We got her at like 55. You got it, buddy? This is just good little bicep curl, right? Oh, there we go. Yes.
Okay.
You just cradle it in your arms.
All right.
I do like that. He's like almost like a little plush pillow. Like not a lot of dogs are just willing to kind of form to you a little bit. Like my brothers are a little bit more stiff, but yeah.
Yeah, he's chilling.
He looks like he's comfy.
Well, hopefully I don't fall over. Excuse me.
Uh-oh. The notorious tickle in the throat. No, that's
so yeah, it's unplugged. But you bring up a very good point of like, when you have those get-togethers of family members and holidays, whatever, it does make that absence of that person feel stronger, right? Or, typically if you don't see that person, maybe you still have those feelings, but not as strongly. And then all of a sudden that's that time of year that they were gone, things like that. That is tough.
Yeah.
We did Thanksgiving at Meg's family's place out in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So I'm rocking the Super Bowl hat right now between the Packers and Patriots in the early 90s or mid 90s.
It's definitely got the early 90s style to it as well.
yeah. Rocking this hat today from Pac Sun, oddly enough. But yeah, and her grandmother on her mom's side passed last year, probably around the same time, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe it was further away, but I remember she was at Thanksgiving last year. This year wasn't there. And so her grandpa kind of did this nice kind of like speech a little bit. And he's older as well. He's in assisted living, but he did a nice little speech, which was pretty nice. So but yeah, it's the remembrance of people as well. And so I think it's kind of nice you have those holidays and those times of year where it's it's meant to celebrate the life of those people as well as enjoy the people around you now. And everybody's family has a different dynamic.
True.
But it kind of sounds lucky that ours is doing well.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But
it was great. We did Thursday. We did the turkey trot.
Nice. Oh yeah. How'd that go?
On Green Bay. It was good. 2 miles. It was really cold for sure, but when once you start running around, you get a little warmer.
Oh yeah.
But we met up with this kind of randomly, I guess, someone of Meg's friends that she danced with in high school, and they were there with some people, and so we kind of ran. It's like a big group of people.
Oh, that even makes it more fun.
Yeah, a good time. And then we had lunch with one side of the family. We had dinner with the other side of the family, and came back and went to bed. It's great. It's great.
We're just a big old full belly.
We went and watched Wicked the following day.
Ooh, okay. So I've been hearing really,
oh my god, if you have
really
not
good
seen
reviews,
you should go see it.
Well, we were really close to go watching it or to go seeing it when we were in Winona that weekend. Michaela had already seen it at this point with her mom.
Okay, she's seen it.
And again, had glowing reviews. And so we're down in Winona. We got some time to kill. We don't have anything else going on, but it was just a little bit too nice of a day. Like it was really sunny and it was just kind of almost pulling you outside, or at least it was for Michaela and I. So instead of going and burning what was, I was told,
about 2.5 hours,
a long fucking movie. Worth it.
Feel like it, but it is long. Yeah.
So then it was just like, midday, like, because we were going to do it like around like a noon showing. We had gotten breakfast earlier that morning. We're like, okay, we could just fit it right away there in the morning. But like, then at that point, by the time you go in, it's going to be sunshine. And when you get out, like the sun's already going to be coming down and it's like getting 5, 6 o'clock, just make it sleepy. So yeah, we'll maybe venture into that, but I've heard great things. And instead we went to, go figure, Target. We were going to go look for maybe like a bigger TV since they're so fucking cheap.
Did you spend 2.5 hours in Target?
No, we didn't. Well, we spent a decent amount of time, but we were making our way to the electronics section before, as we were getting there, we were rounding the turn and we happened to go by the men's clothing section. And as I'm telling it, Michaela found and saw a cute looking sweater that then she wanted me to try on, which then resulted in me for about the next 30 minutes doing a little fashion show for her, and then me walking out with about like 6 to 8 pieces of attire, one of which you were watching, or 2 of which actually you're
Yeah, I
seeing.
kind of
3
figured. I
which,
was like,
oh
he's
my
wearing.
gosh, it's the pants, the sweater, and the flannel.
This man is outfitted by Target. He's a Midwesterner's dream.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm. But that's
there you go. We get Target to sponsor us with some clothes.
Yo, Target's got some good shit. I don't care.
Great stuff.
Everyone,
oh yeah.
Does anybody talk shit about Target?
I mean, yeah, but
Do?
well, I mean, and do I know them personally? No.
Oh, probably not. But
I've seen news stories. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's Target's is everybody like second home.
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
like you're choosing Target over Walmart.
Yeah, I don't. I just never grew up around a Walmart.
Okay, we did in Winona, but that was definitely not the one. As soon as they put up a Target, that was going to be the go-to.
I mean, I know there are Walmarts that exist around here, but I don't like go to them.
Well,
licking my hand.
Either way, right about now, they both got to be just an absolute madhouse with all the holiday shoppers.
Oh yeah,
just bananas.
Madhouse. Yeah, it was a good time, man. It was a good time. Wicked. I highly recommend it. Obviously, Michaela's already said something to you, but I would go see it.
It was like Rotten Tomato score, like 90+%. Ariana Grande, and then the main actress.
Yes.
Well, I don't want to say, I guess, like main.
Cynthia Erivo.
Yes.
Ariana Grande, yeah.
Apparently, she also did just a phenomenal
she's
job.
An amazing singer.
I can imagine, like, the set design, everything else is just fucking top tier.
Well, they built most of them.
Yeah.
And so we watched a couple behind the scenes about that kind of stuff. It was really cool. So I mean, like, you can even watch that and give you a better appreciation of it. But you just went in blind, like, because
you watched behind the scenes stuff
beforehand.
Oh, beforehand.
Well, we watched behind the scenes of the making of a specific like dance number.
Oh,
and then we saw the movie. So I didn't like
that on?
Spoil it. I don't know. Meg has seen Wicked and loves it, and she's also like
a Broadway show.
Yeah, she's seen it on like when she was younger.
Gotcha.
Like in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, and then she likes to sing, she likes to dance. Like obviously, she's a trained dance, so like she kind of likes that kind of stuff, and like her family likes to go see shows. So yeah, she wanted to see it, and then like we were gonna wait till it was out of theaters, but then we're like, well, if we go to Green Bay, it might not be as busy. It was still packed. It was still a packed theater. But
what was the assumption there?
If
we go to Green Bay,
Green Bay is like a smaller city. It's Green Bay is probably
yeah.
Green Bay is probably like less than half the size of Minneapolis.
That's fair.
With the surrounding area, like Green Bay, I think like 200,000 maybe.
Okay.
But then if you take into account like the Twin Cities Metro, which I do, it's like 2 million, right?
Yeah.
Because like the Twin Cities Metro, it's like is easily Edina, is St. Louis Park, is like Bird, like is Bloomington like that much far away from Minneapolis? Like not really. That's
fair.
If you're going to a movie at Southdale, it would be like the same. It's still gonna be a city population, right? Yep. It's not like you're going to not like you're in like Litchfield, Minnesota.
Fair.
A small town to the west of us. If you don't know that what I'm talking about here, Minnesota geography. Let's teach everybody. So it was a good time, man.
Yeah,
good time. We did a little workout. That's about it.
Nice,
cool stuff. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
love that.
Well, yeah, I would say back on track. Back to the point.
Love the tangents.
One of my favorite episodes that we did was our 2-parter, where we were talking about we were defining fitness terms. This was way back. This was like episode 5, maybe. We were defining fitness terms, and then like we got distracted by my candle collection.
Oh my god, yeah, and we just went off the rails on Gryffindor.
30 minutes, we were just talking about nonsense.
Yeah, well, it wasn't nonsense though. It was like some quality conversation, as always is. But it was candles, Gryffindor, because that one caught my eye.
Yeah,
I think actually a decent amount of it was candles, and then we went off on somewhere else.
Have you played Hogwarts Legacy?
Is it out?
Oh yeah, it's been out for like a year.
Oh, it has.
Yeah.
Okay, well, because I do remember seeing like promotional stuff for it. But never have played it. I don't, have a console or, computer setup, but I've heard great things about it.
Yeah.
Would you concur?
Well, yeah, I played it a lot and then I kind of just like stopped forever. But we have it on the Switch now, so I might start it up again.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like an open world concept?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be cool.
Very cool. I think
to explore the Hogwarts or the Harry Potter
and beyond.
Universe.
Yeah, you could like run from Hogwarts to Hogsmeade if you wanted to, and like get to see the entire area.
No
and
shit.
It's
one I can imagine on the fucking. What did you say it was on? It was on a
Switch. On the computer. I say if you have a computer that you can run it on, probably a little better graphics there. But Switch or other console, yeah. Like, I mean, like when was the last time you were super into a game like Skyrim?
Yeah.
Yeah, these graphics will be really nice.
Okay, in comparison to that.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, like there was like stuff I was scrolling through the other day, and it was a NBA 2K, video trailer or whatnot, and then it was like a my created player walking through the tunnel. You're like, oh my god, just imagining how fast and how much more advanced the graphics are in video games and technology. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
5 years from now, we're not even going to be able to distinguish reality from like a gaming system. You're going to pop the VI goggles on and then just be gone.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan. I hate AI.
Do you think you'd be able to handle that though? Have you ever put on like the goggles, and like does it disorient you to at all to the point where you get like kind of nauseous or something? Because I feel like that would be kind of challenging.
I haven't tried it, so I couldn't tell you. But I mean, I don't think so. But I mean, I don't know.
You know what we should do? This is what we're gonna do.
What?
We're gonna do a little double date. You, me, Megan, Michaela. We're gonna go to the mall, and then there's that like virtual reality zombie shooter game, or there's like a bunch of different. Oh, I'm gonna find the name of it. It's something like Box maybe, but that has like a virtual reality headset. You wear like the feedback suit and whatever else. I think it'd be fun.
All right.
I think it'd be fun.
All right. You heard it here first.
You'll like it. You'll like it.
So that was one of my favorite moments. My favorite episodes. I liked that conversation. Just kind of went off the rails. We've had some good ones too about like fitness and health and things like that too. So we've had, good topical ones as well, of course. Were there any other moments that stood out to you as far as kind of like the episodes this past year of production?
I just like how much more comfortable I feel each and every episode. Like now it just seems just so, I don't know, natural is a weird, I guess, kind of like word for it. But I remember the first couple episodes where I'm like, oh shit, okay. I'm like, as I'm hearing you talk, I'm trying to think of like, okay, well, where's this next conversation going to go? Like it was just a odd feeling, I think, like initially. It got much better, obviously, like once we were in person. That was kind of one of mine. And then I just love the variety of topics. Like somehow we're just going to be sitting here talking about like mythology, and you're going off on like, or some like Norse god and like centaur.
Oh, so yeah, I've got episode. So if you're not confused about what Kory's referring to, it's our episode 21, Fitness and Folklore.
That's it.
Yeah. And we've got more of those. That was volume 1. So we got more of those. The second volume, we're going to do Hercules' 12 labors. The 12 labors of Hercules, who actually in Greek is Heracles. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy.
But you were just that guy.
So, and I want to look at the 12 labors of Hercules and kind of like what that would actually look like for a person to accomplish and do, depending on if there's analogies for it. Because some of those things you might not be able to like quantify, like, okay, well, if he is able to fight a lion that is weighing this much, whatever.
Yep. Because I've seen so many of those. Like here, what are just general fitness standards a person should hopefully be able to
fight a lion.
Yeah. Like, and we're thinking about like, okay, you should be able to do whatever X number of wires, like push-ups or pull-ups or like a ratio of your back squat. And it sounds like this with Heracles, right?
Well, he was given,
or is that different,
Well, so he was given 12 labors that were deemed impossible. So like
this is like John Wick shit.
it wasn't like, and this will be for the episode as well. But it was, as far as I remember, it wasn't like hey, you should be able to do these as like a standard of like you being jacked. It was more hey, I'm going to make this impossible for you so that you can't accomplish it.
Oh, right? Okay.
But oh gosh, Murph, what are you doing?
Well, we'll have to figure out kind of like almost how like we do in CrossFit, or I guess even OTF when you're like rower and bike conversions. Like, what's the distance? So, yeah, what would be the conversion rate of Heracles? Oh, beer down, beer down, beer down. Oh, hey, we are good people. It's all good. It is all good. So, for those of you that are just solely listening right now, you heard what was unfortunately a spotted cow that fell from the graces of Kory's laptop here. Oh, and just one of those things that, shit happens. You just kind of got to laugh at it. Thankfully, no one.
Cord just fell
all
together.
It
was like one of those fucking machines that, like, you know what I mean?
Dude, I guarantee this is my shot call right here. As I think this is going to be everybody's most listened to section. At 1,000% will be like if they're going like in fast forwarding or scrolling down below, they're going to see this, and if we put it in all caps, like crisis or spotted cow down, guarantee people are going to enjoy this.
Thumbnail is going to be just the beer spilling and falling as I scream.
That's going to be good. And then can we get like some image of like a cow crying or like a cow being scared, like a cartoonish kind of thing? Because since it was a spotted cow, I feel like it would be appropriate, you know? Oh, that's okay though. That's okay. We'll get it. We'll get you an air freshener for Christmas. I think one of my favorite parts about that though was it was one of those instances, and we've all listeners been here at some point or time or another, where you realize that you're watching something unfold, the events unfold before you can see clearly what is about to happen. Like, yes, you set the coffee mug just a little bit too close to the edge of the coffee table, but I am in a position right now, if you want to pop on and check the video, where I'm just confined. I have a microphone in front of me. I have the soundbar box right in front of me as well. Beer in my hand, also, mind you. And it's just like at this point, I saw it coming, and I could have reacted, but I know in my heart it wouldn't have mattered. Like I saw it going down, and I started like warning you with the high pitched hyena squeals that I was doing. But at that point, you just had to watch it unfold. I'm literally the only thing that I thought about, which wasn't going to help anyway, is I was going to try to do like a Cristiano Ronaldo or a Lionel Messi and just kick my right foot out and see if I could maybe clip it up. But you know what I mean? But at that point, I was really just kind of banking on witnessing your unreal cat-like reflexes. Hopefully just bam, snap into play.
You see it all happening.
Channel your inner Spider-Man, Because if you had caught that, that would have been one of the most epic saves I've ever seen. Because you had a dog in your hand, if I do recall. You had a dog in your hand. The beer was just sat down. And was it you were putting the microphone down. That's what happened.
Yeah,
the microphone. Yep. That's okay though. How is the equipment right now? How are we looking? I think we're good. It sounds like it's all operating. We're still up and running. I don't think any liquid. Also, okay, we got a little bit on the headset though. Just a heads up. I can see that right there. Little condensation, just a little beer lubricant. That'll be okay. This is coming from a guy as well. I'm not the tech genius here. I'm just assuming any sort of liquid with electronics is generally a no. I think Kory would confirm, huh? You're gonna change paint. Oh, did it get you good? Just right in the crotchal region. Yeah. There is a line. It just, you wonder at some point, like a little bit of liquid is fine on your pants. At what point in time, though, does it just become a little bit too much? I think it also depends on what type of liquid that we're talking about, too, not to get too weird about it. Like, if it's a little bit of a beer, we're fine. We're fine. So, speaking of beer, if anybody's still tuning in at this point, which, let's be honest, you should, currently sipping on Athletic Brewing Upside Dawn Golden. It's a non-alcoholic brew. Michaela and I, we've been getting really into these lately. It's nice because it's just like 45 calories. And again, I don't drink alcohol. I haven't now for, I don't even honestly know when the last time I would have had a drink. Maybe about a year ago. And I remember actually, it was just about this time last year. Would have had my buddy Dakota down he was from Ohio. And he was visiting. We go back to when I used to live out in Boston. He and I became really great friends. And he visited me last year, right around Thanksgiving, actually. This all kind of correlates, oddly enough, because he was down at my family's in Winona for the last Thanksgiving in which my grandma was at, oddly enough. And it was at Michaela's family's get-together where I almost had a glass of whiskey to share with him. And then at just the last second, I was like, yeah, you know what? At that point, I had already been not drinking alcohol for probably about a good 4 or 5 months, maybe somewhere in that range. And yeah, it was just that was the last moment I knew just kind of internally. I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm just kind of done. I don't want to do alcohol anymore. That's all to say. Athletic Brewing, though, NA beers, I didn't really drink any sort of NA beer for a year, and then it was just about within the last maybe 2 months or so, Michaela and I had just been getting onto a NA beer grind. And Athletic, they got some really good ones. So shout out Athletic Brewing. Please feel free to sponsor. I'm going through about like a 6-pack a week, but again, that's NA folks, so it's not doing me dirty. I think we tried one too. We got it from a good friend from the gym. She gave us like essentially her whole entire fridge was just filled top top down. Shout out Don and Todd. Top down with all just a variety of different beverages, many of which also included non-alcoholic beers, which we then ended up, Michaela and I, walking out with like a variety pack, and one of them was a Labault Blue Canadian beer. I think still might be in contention for my top spot. So if you're jotting down any NAs, I got some recommendations here for you. Athletic Brewing being one. Labault Blue would be definitely top tier. Corona, also pretty good. Had that one. You do a little bit of lime, just like how you normally would. I think the last time, though, we had that was more when it was still grilling season. Unfortunately, that's gone. Well, for the most part, anyway. Like, do you really want to grill in winter? Probably not. We've been getting on to do a soup kick. Now, we're transitioning from beverages now to food. And if you haven't been on your soup game, get the fuck on it, because I just had a little bit of soup earlier. This is just straight. To be honest, I didn't cook this. Campbell's spicy chicken noodle. Obviously, you got to get your saltines in with it. It's not just a couple saltines. Like, usually I end up going through an entire fucking sleeve, but worth it. And then we made chili also for the first time. I was never a chili fan. And I don't even know if that's even fair to say, because to be honest, I never really even gave chili a shot. It just was not one of our staple foods in our household. Like, our go-to was going to be more like spaghetti or lasagna. Like, we didn't do chili. We weren't a soup family. And then we made some chili a couple weeks ago. Chili, mate. You knew this was coming.
I leave for 10 minutes and we're talking about we weren't a chili family.
Well, I don't know. Is that even Minnesotan to say? I feel like that's almost as bad as saying like, oh yeah, no, I didn't ice skate.
Well, I can't ice skate, so thanks for holding it down while I was cleaning up everything.
I guarantee, right there. Yep, top spot.
Murph, lay down, buddy. Yeah, lay down. Okay.
Oh.
Well, we're back.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
Cheers. Look at that spotted cow. Man. You're still sipping down the Wounded Warrior.
Well, it's still got some left. So
it does. It's got some life.
I got to clean up after that. Oh,
hey, I do like the pants, though. These are nice.
Oh, thanks. These are like a brand I found on Instagram because, of course, it is. It's like a golf pant. But
a golf pant?
I play golf.
I was going to say, are you getting into golf? Have you? How many times have you golfed? Golfed? Jesus.
Have I? Are you sure that's non-alcoholic? Are you sure?
Huh?
Are you sure that's non-alcoholic?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many times have you golfed? How many times have I golfed? Have I?
I see what you did.
Have I golfed? I mean, in general, probably.
You had me looking
quite a bit, but lately not much. I used to do when I was a kid, more so.
Oh no, shit.
I wasn't good, but yeah,
I could probably count on both hands the number of times that I've golfed. It just gets to be a lot. After 9, I'm fucking done. People that do 18 and shit, or people like even now, like they're still finding ways in which to. They're like, it's like. Golf players are like crack addicts. It's nuts. They go hard.
I don't know if I'd use that analogy, but sure. Yeah.
No polarizing black or white takes.
Yeah, they go hard.
They go hard.
What were we talking about?
Chili.
Before this. No, we were. Maybe you were talking about chili.
We're talking about chili and NA beer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well.
You're saying before all that. Let's rewind. We're doing a Christopher Nolan film right now.
Going back to the beginning. Well, so we had, so that we talked about the episodes we liked. Let's go into fitness trends. Do you feel like you noticed any sort of like trends in the fitness industry in 2024? High rocks. Okay, let's talk about that. Yeah,
that was like the first thing that popped in my head.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I don't know exactly when High Rocks like really started like picking up steam, but I feel like this year specifically, I feel like it almost took over where CrossFit, unfortunately, and this is coming from a guy who loves CrossFit, enjoys.
Well, so real quick, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
What, for the uninitiated, what is High Rocks?
Dude, I'm one of the uninitiated.
That's a great question.
I just keep hearing about it, and I keep seeing shit pop up all over on Instagram and competitions and stuff.
Yeah.
From my understanding, it's a competition in which that involves running in between various, stages, if you will. And then once you get to that next little section, you have to complete X, Y, or Z movement for X, Y, or Z number of repetitions. I don't know if it's a standardized process or event. Do you know?
Sure. It seems to be kind of like I'm going to use a poor analogy, like a diet CrossFit.
Yeah.
It seems to be kind of like a competition-based fitness regime.
I like that analogy. You pissed over mine, but I like yours.
Competition-based fitness like regimen that, maybe removes some of the movements of CrossFit, or maybe like divulges from it in just enough ways that makes it a separate entity.
It looks like it's more involved with running, rowing, like some of those monostructural pieces, and then it takes out, at least what it looks like, maybe some of the more very high skilled gymnastics work, and then some of the really high skilled and heavy weights of like Olympic lifting and like heavy deadlifts that you'll oftentimes see in a CrossFit competition.
I've seen just from highlights, and this is just highlights.
So if come in here, if someone High Rocks right now is just
if anybody here does it or performs it or whatever and has better explanation, let us know.
Yeah,
but I've seen lots of like, lots of the cardio piece is what you're talking about. Lots of kind of like also like the carries and like the pushes and the drags, the sleds, the other things as well. The carries. Yeah. So things like that, right? Where it's like, it's a fitness competition where you might not have to like exercise, like you're not doing High Rocks workouts all the time, but like you're building capacities to compete in like High Rocks events.
Yeah.
Now this could be completely wrong, but that's kind of what we perceived it to be.
Yeah. And I would just say that there's been a lot of interest in that, or it's been blossoming up way more. And I think that curtails off of the little bit more of the spiral of CrossFit a little bit. And similar, I guess, also in the way that CrossFit all of a sudden just boomed.
Right.
Being about like a little over a decade ago. It has that same type of like CrossFit feel. Like it's like, oh, everyone's kind of talking about High Rocks. You see High Rock competitions, even CrossFit athletes also hopping over and, crossing over into that realm as well. So that'd be the biggest one for sure that I've seen kind of grow in terms of notoriety and like participation.
It seems to be a more accessible competition atmosphere for fitness enthusiasts.
Also, I think too, because of, and this is just on my mind because Michaela and I, she just wrapped up her
Spartan race, right?
Spartan races, and she earned her trifecta, which coincidentally we also both now for next year signed up for a trifecta, which is, and she would speak better on this than I, 3 Spartan race events in one weekend. So you do like the 5K distance, the 10K, and the half marathon, and you complete that all in one weekend and then earn your trifecta. I say that to say this: when you do the Spartan races, I think that is a very similar ilk to High Rocks, where you like run in between your next section. You have like the obstacle or the movement that you might have to perform, but you then also don't have to deal with the outside elements. Like High Rocks, it looks like it's generally conducted, in a big gymnasium or floor space, which I think is also generally maybe a little bit more appealing for the masses.
Sure.
I don't know. You have a thought on that?
No. I had no thoughts.
No.
In this brain. No,
what about yours?
I think that is what, from what I perceive, from what I've seen from like High Rocks and just from people competing, that's what I've seen. As far as the resurgence of that, I definitely seen much more of that. Again, it seems to be more accessible. I think people are looking for something like that.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of very competitive people out there that don't necessarily want to do CrossFit, but they want to do some sort of fitness competition. And I think High Rock has kind of stepped in, especially because CrossFit has gotten itself into some, not CrossFit as a methodology, but CrossFit, the organization, has, through the last 4 years, taken some missteps depending on who's reading into it.
Yeah.
So to say the least, unfortunately. So that's another topic for another day. But I would say something that I've noticed a lot is, and a lot of my stuff comes from like social media, where I'm seeing certain things broadcast on social media or certain people responding to certain videos. And one thing I've seen a lot is like a heavier dose on optimization of movements. And what I mean by that is I've seen a lot of people do these videos that seem to be catching on, where it's like, if you're doing tricep extensions with a rope attachment, you're fucking stupid. You do it this way instead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what that's kind of why this podcast was started, was to kind of debunk some of those things and say, well, what's going on here? There's nuance to this. It's not just, hey, don't do this, but do this instead. And so I've seen these videos go around where people are saying, well, if you're not doing your bicep curls with a 45-degree and blah 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 blah, and saying you're wasting your time and all this bullshit. And it's fucking bullshit. So I've seen a lot of those like optimization videos where people that are jacked, that or like look muscular, can make these videos, so people think, oh wow, I should be doing my bicep curls like this.
Yeah.
And I think you have to understand that a lot of that is clickbait and for views and people to think that they're doing things the right way.
Now, I will say some of that can also be incredibly informative and educational when some of the trainers, and depending upon where you're getting that information from, which profile, etc., can be great information, like talking about like if you're going for a squat, the reasons and whys behind we want you to be in certain positions and maybe at certain degrees or whatever else. But off a lot of times too, and I think where you're kind of getting at is for maybe somebody that isn't aware of the nuances that go into that, they're kind of getting lost in the weeds a little bit as to like, oh no, I got to be so like picture perfect rather than like pushing the intensity
or yeah, even the variation of movement.
Yeah,
like is there an optimal tricep extension angle? Like maybe, but like does Joe Schmo who got into the gym 6 weeks ago need to worry about that? Like no.
Can they even get there in the first place? Like what if their mobility is
moving? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
And then it's like also if you're looking at like optimizing things like that, like is you have to also understand, okay, well if I do my squat to this degree versus this degree, is the rate of change, is that really going to do anything for you? Is like is like look at the correlation between like, okay, well if I increase my if I flare my elbows out to this angle in my tricep extension, am I going to get like exponentially more muscle growth, or is it going to have a negligible effect on me?
Yeah.
Even if it was quote unquote optimized length or movement pattern for your arms.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we get into these issues as well, is like people can make these claims and kind of do these videos that are very clickbaity and like, a big X over like a specific movement, right? It's kind of like it reminds me of the old school, like ads on like the ads on late night local television.
Yeah.
Where it's like, are you tired of chopping your vegetables like an idiot? And there's someone like struggling to chop, you know what I mean?
And it's like in a black and white, kind of image, and then bam, big red X pops over, and then all of a sudden it switches to the perfect way to do it, and the colors get all great and whatever else, the music upbeats and whatever else. Yeah.
So I guess this is always, it's been happening for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's just this certain kind of way of doing it I've noticed quite a bit lately. Ultimately, I mean, like you're probably nothing's happening. You know what I mean? Like you're the actual percent growth that you could maybe change. Just it's bizarre.
Yeah.
So always look at that. Like, so if you're seeing those videos, think about like, are you even? I think Meg is back. So let Murphy. Murphy, you want to
go out? Go say hi to Mama Bear. Just got back from Sephora.
Yeah. So yeah, that kind of stuff I feel like is kind of ridiculous to me, at least that I've seen.
Well, I mean, it's all about, I guess, at the end of the day, it's like content creation and just like, okay, what can I do to get clicks and views and eyeballs and like me. So, I mean, if that's what people are going to be drawn to, and you see that thumbnail that is just too damn enticing to not click because it's got the perfect thumbnail with the perfect caption, the big bold letters like, don't ever do this. Yeah. It's like, okay.
I know we do it for clickbait.
Clickbait.
I spill beer all over myself.
I'll see if it's effective.
We're gonna fully did it on purpose. We're gonna put that thumbnail as the center. So
another one that I'm gonna put on there is run clubs.
Run clubs.
Yeah. I feel like I just saw like, plenty of posts on that, which is all great. Like, and that one's even like more encouraging because, awesome if run clubs like started like building off whatever you're going to do for health.
High rocks and run clubs I feel like are positive. Mine was very negative. Sorry about that.
No, but that's still good to know though. That's still good to know.
Yeah, run clubs. We have an actual whole episode about this at some point. Let me check which one that is so we can reference for you guys.
I want to say that was that when Michaela and I would have gone to Adventure Run?
Right? You went to one run
club. Yeah. We ended up doing like 2 runs. We did a midweek run on a Wednesday, which was just like a 5K, hard as fuck 5K. And then we went on a Saturday.
This
morning
was
as well.
Episode 26. Why are run clubs popular? Episode 26. That one is a good one. Yeah, no, a lot of people. I'm going to be doing a private class at Orange Theory for a local run club. In January, so it'll be kind of cool. So we'll be doing that as well. But
what's the run club?
Minneapolis Run Club.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Shout out Minneapolis Run Club
right now. Yeah, shout out. So it's I think those are really cool because again, like you're building a community space. I think High Rocks probably works the same way, where it's like you're looking for a greater community, but than the one that you are in currently, right?
Now, riddle me this. Do you know with High Rocks, like, is that like where you have?
Say, riddle me this.
Yeah, riddle me this. Like a High Rocks specific gym.
I don't think so.
or
I
is this
don't.
like
Yeah.
something and we should, like, I guess,
All right, we're gonna do
Google
some
reference it.
half-assed internet research as
Because again,
told
it kind of
by.
go back to like, the Spartan deal was like, I don't think there's really like Spartan gyms. Like, oh, this is where you go to train Spartan. Is this where you go to train High Rocks? Or is it just a, again, competition similar to that?
Yeah, it looks like there's people because
Maybe.
it looks like you pretty much do anywhere.
Okay. Because I know even too, like some like CrossFit classes are now incorporating like High Rocks specific training or like High Rocks classes.
It says the ultimate fitness race designed for all fitness levels. This is from Tonka Fitness, which is Minnetonka.
Tonka. Yep.
Formerly, I believe, CrossFit Minnetonka, or they could be combined. So that's where
That's Nick Matthew.
Nick Matthew, yeah.
Great gym, great facility. I haven't been to the new spot, but it looks unbelievable.
Yeah,
But this is,
the
also,
owner, God, I forget his name now. Oh, he's a good guy.
Wait, of Tonka?
Chen, right? Chen?
Oh, Nick doesn't own it?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe
You're wrong.
no.
Chen. Last time I remember that, but this was many years ago.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His wife Shani used to come to Orange Theory. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So very cool. So like we get High Rocks. You got the
Clickbaity optimization.
clickbaity optimization videos, but you've also got like a rise of run clubs,
Mm-hmm.
and like how that's been really good to kind of build community, and especially because running can be a very solitary thing, and some people like it for that reason.
Yeah.
Some people enjoy it for that reason.
Some people also despise it for that reason.
Yeah, some people want to join run clubs. So there you go. I think it's kind of a fun thing where it's like it can be both very, very, very internal, very, very solo in nature, and also a part of a greater community. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
so, awesome.
1000%.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I'm trying to think of anything else that I've noticed in the last.
In terms of that realm,
health and wellness. Yeah,
not a whole lot.
Sure. Yeah.
At least from my those would be like the big trends, anyways, that I've been seeing. But yeah, other than that, nothing else that like really immediately jumps to my mind.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, any other celebrations? Anything other you want to shout out for like the last part of? I mean, this is 1 year since we started this. The sound quality has gotten much better.
That too,
I will say that. The microphones here. I do. There's a microphone that I really want to get.
Yeah.
But it is.
Is it on your Santa Christmas list?
It's just so pricey, dude.
What is it?
It's the Shure brand SHURE. Those are really good microphones. Okay. If you look
at this is a realm that I feel like way more.
If you look at like, well, actually, I believe this is a
Shure brand.
This is a Shure brand right now.
Oh, okay.
But like if you look at kind of like podcasters that do this for an actual living, you'll see that they have usually that brand of microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And those are like the cheapest one is like $150.
$150,
and like I think
cheaper. Oh, that's the cheapest.
Like the cheapest one of them. Yeah, it's like $150,
and then can trickle up to what?
This one was cheaper. This is like a hand microphone. This is like something that you would like sing with or whatever.
Okay,
but or do a podcast with, I guess. But no, they range to like $250, $300.
Okay.
So
was that something that you were looking around the Black Friday, Cyber Monday?
No, because I gotta spend money better.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I got other things to work on before I buy more microphones.
Well, especially around like the holidays too, when you start looking at like family or friends or whatever you do, if you are in or if you have the ability to like financially afford wanting to gift. Like I know for me personally that ends up getting a little bit challenging because I love giving gifts, but at the same time I'm kind of like, all right, I kind of gotta rein it in here just a little bit.
Meg and I are doing a gift exchange right now.
Are you?
We're doing like smaller gifts like throughout like December a little bit.
Oh, okay.
We had a food gift that we were giving each other today.
Oh, so you're saying like a food exchange, a gift exchange between just you two. This isn't like a group or anything like that.
They're doing everything else. We're all doing that stuff too.
Okay.
I mean, she's got like a work Secret Santa, things like that too, and obviously we're like she's getting gifts for her family and shit.
Okay.
No, we're not doing that. But so we're doing like gifts that are kind of like getting bigger. So we gave each other food items today.
Ooh, was this day one or when did this start?
Well, this we're doing like weekly, so this was first day. We just got really excited. So she gave me a bunch of beef jerky because I'm a big birchie guy, and I got her high chews.
Ooh,
yeah, high chews. She's a high chew girl.
I've heard good things, but I don't think I've really had
good.
them.
This was like a variety pack, but it's like a fantasy variety pack. It's like it's like unicorn, blah blah blah, or like rainbow. They're all really delicious, but they're not like strawberry or melon. It's like rainbow sherbet kind of shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and then you got a shit ton of beef jerky.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I did get done beef jerky.
And then this was week 1.
Yeah.
So then you'll do another one next week, and then one more the week after, and then it's Christmas.
Yeah. So I've got the next week is like things for the home, like household things.
So you have themes.
Yes.
So food theme this week,
household theme, but not like we're not getting each other like a vacuum. Like we're getting each.
Well, I was going to say, do you have like a cap? Because you said it's going to get bigger.
Correct. Yeah. The cap for the biggest gift is like $50.
And so that is, now does that also now biggest gift being Christmas week gift, or is that before? So like Christmas Day, your gift $50, or that's the cap.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Not like 50 total, but like that's like the hardest.
Dude, I feel like you could have blown that real quick on beef jerky alone. No. Shit, dude, that gets expensive.
A couple bags of that.
Yeah, it's like you get like 2 Jack Links, and you're like, oh, that'll be $24.95.
20. I mean, like if you're getting the big bags. No, the gifts that I got her for the household are very, very good. She will love them. So,
ooh, I wonder. And then what's week 3? Or is that
Christmas? Like the week 3 is like the big gift. So there's not like a theme to it. It's just like the biggest one.
The big one.
As far as price.
Okay. Gotcha. So, and then have you hinted to one another as to what that will be, since you already had given themes for the first 2?
We got excited and we got 2 of the end gifts.
Wait, what? So okay, like, so now you're throwing in a variable here. What is this?
So like so she knows one gift that I'm getting her, and I know one gift that she's getting me.
What?
So like she was basically like, this is something that I've been looking at, and I was like, I can get that for you. And then she showed me something that she got for me. So like, we know, so the 2 final gifts, the 2 end gifts, we know one of them each.
Okay. So you get 2 of the $50 gifts.
And we get 1 mystery gift. Well, it had to be $50, just a cap of $50.
Or a cap of $50.
I can tell you I didn't spend, I did on one, I didn't on the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying reach that cap.
Correct.
Okay. And so now you know what one is, and one's going to be a surprise.
I don't know if I think she still listens to these, so I'm like, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. I was like, oh, wait, he's going to tell me, but then just tell Megan to like skip from 51:42 to 51.
Yeah, no, she probably wouldn't skip that shit. She'd probably listen to it. Yeah, just don't listen to this one. Dude, how did
you come up with your gift ideas?
She's really good. She's smart. She listens.
She's smart. She listens.
She does listen. No, she's very clever though. Like she'll get like an idea in her head, and she's like, oh, that's like, I kind of like that, but it needs like another like little juice thing to it. You know what I mean? Like, if I, it's like, oh, I can't just get you like a pair of shoes. It has to be like a something, or it has to be like, you have to think about like something that's topical, but also kind of like humorous, that kind of like corresponds to the conversation we've had, or a topic that we've talked about, or something like that. So yeah, she's good at that. So I mean, she knows I love beef jerky. She gets it at fucking Trader Joe's all the time. So it's like, okay, well, she's got like some like small mini packs of it, which is kind of fun. So
Trader Joe's, they almost always get me with like the Chomps beef jerky right up at the checkout aisle.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, fuckers, I'm just staring at the shit. Like,
I do want that jalapeno cheddar Chomps.
I do.
They're what is it called? They're like kind of like chili lime, or like hot lime chips. They're kind of like Takis.
Ooh, okay.
Their variation of those are so good. I can't stop. I love those ones.
That's your go-to snack.
Well, not my go-to, but like when I have it, it's like, it's tough. I'm gonna eat it all pretty quick.
Okay. See, we don't do Takis. We do those popcorners, the sea salt ones. Yeah, we'll fuck up like a half a bag of that. Like as we're watching a TV show that night, you're just like, mindlessly. I
love it.
It's so good.
What was okay? So one more, everybody who's listening, who's like, damn, I can't wait for this episode to be over. One more. Best show, movie, book, whatever that you've seen, or just pops in your head.
Last night, 1000%. The fact that this must be just like the universe talking right now, because Michaela and I both agreed that last night we both witnessed what we would argue is one of the single best TV show episodes, movies, like just whatever that was, rolled into one. Final episode of The Penguin.
Heard good things.
Fucking phenomenal. It was unbelievable. If you haven't seen it, just run through the entire series. You will not be disappointed. And I would say, if you haven't already seen the Batman one with what's his nuts? Shoot, I can't remember.
Robert Pattinson.
Yes. Yes.
Like the latest Batman movie.
Yeah. Because that's where you're first introduced to the Penguin character. Colin Farrell plays him, and then that leads into now the Penguin.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you don't really have to watch the movie. You know what I mean?
Character. Sure.
Yeah, but either way, you get introduced to him, and you can kind of figure that out. But that last episode, I mean, just had me on my toes from the first opening scene.
Sure.
And then just every little twist and turn you could possibly think of. And then the ending, it just got fucking better and better and better. And you're like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that 1000%.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Confident in that answer. What about you?
Man, it's recency bias.
I don't even know this. Well, for me, anyways, that's not. I don't. I know it sounds like recency bias.
Yeah.
It might be. It was last night, but nothing beats that.
Because I'm trying to think, like, I'm just have to think way back last February.
Right.
Like, what was I doing? What was I watching? I mean,
March. Like,
I think I'd already watched. Yeah, because I'm trying to think about when the first season of Arcane came out, and I already seen that.
Arcane.
Yeah. Second season came out, mixed reviews. First season was really, really good. Second season, I think, was the last season. Actually, I haven't seen it yet. But some people love it. Some people don't like it as much. I'm trying to think now. I mean, I'm tempted to say Wicked, dude, because it's just like again, recency bias.
Okay.
But it was again 2.5 hours plus.
That's a
but
long
it did
haul.
not feel like it. I cannot stress enough how it was just moved at a very good pace. You maybe got a little slow at like some parts, but you honestly didn't even. While I was watching the movie, nothing stood out to me. Music was great. Ariana Grande is perfect for that role.
Yeah,
she kills it.
She's the Good Witch.
Yeah, Glinda.
Yep.
I laughed multiple times out loud, just like cackling. It was that funny
because of Ariana Grande's character.
Yeah, I mean,
and
they were
like,
she was like her character had a lot of humor. Because like the concept is, and if you don't know, like the concept is basically like, the Wicked Witch of the West, right? Elphaba is like, oh hi Murph. Like concept is like Elphaba is like, she has green skin. So it's like everybody's like, what the fuck? Why does she have green skin? And so she's kind of like this kind of like outcast at the school, but she's like incredibly talented. And then Glinda is kind of like this reigning queen, basically. Think of like the most popular girl in the school.
Yeah.
Glinda, right? Okay. And so like her character is very, very comical because she's very kind of like, you think she's very airheaded, and that like she's kind of gotten everything handed to her, like she's very rich and famous. And so it's like watching her deal with like not being like having Elphaba being kind of like the center of attention, like because Elphaba's like people are kind of gravitating towards her, like they're curious about her, and she's very, very talented, and so Glinda's like, why is so it's just kind of this funny going back and forth, and like the characters surrounding her, like just her friends at school and things like that are like just very, very humorous. And then like Elphaba, like Cynthia Erivo's character is just like very deadpan at first because she's kind of like, yeah, I know that I'm fucking green, like I get it, like what I mean, like she's heard it all before. And so it's a very fun dynamic early on, like for the first third or half of the movie is very, very interesting dynamic with those two like being at odds with each other, going back and forth. So,
and then watching, I'm assuming that relationship like slowly intertwine and blossom. But this is, to my understanding as well, a prequel to Wizard of Oz.
Yes,
correct. Right? So shit's about to turn sideways here in the second one, because if I do recall, like that opening in Wizard of Oz, like the Wicked Witch of the West, right? Yeah. This is going to be the Cynthia, and then Glinda, the Good Witch, Ariana Grande, the one all dressed up in pink, if I remember right, doesn't. So then Cynthia's character would be the one that dies right away in Wizard of Oz, right?
Well, not right away. The Wizard of Oz, like at the end of the movie, when she dies.
Wait, the Wicked Witch of the West, the one that had the red slippers, wasn't it Dorothy?
Different witch, bro.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm fucking that one up then. Okay, so either way, it's just a prequel too.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that.
So go watch Penguin, go watch Wicked, and look forward to and like I know to get all like reflective, I guess. Is definitely everybody listening who is still listening. Thank you so much for listening in 2024. Obviously, it was definitely a new experience with us. We've learned a lot and still have a lot to learn. I still have some more focus episodes as well too, and I always want to put more into it.
Yeah.
Like more effects, more things going on, more like this. I think it's tough because like Kory and I both work full time. You know what I mean? And we both got, we both have other things going on as well. So it's tough. But like, just so, everybody knows, like we are putting our full effort into this, and we meet up almost every single week to try and get an episode out. So thank you for supporting us. Thank you for listening. It really does mean a lot. Just kind of getting it out there. It's, if you want us to help keep supporting us, just rate us 5 stars. Again, you can talk as much shit as you want to us.
Share it with your friends, like send them an episode. It's kind of fun, or just you bringing it up in conversation. Like, just the like organic build of it is just awesome.
Yeah. So it's been really great. So thank you all so much. Looking at doing some more stuff as well. Just, like out and about in the world, once I think that I'd love to do with you, take out some camera, stuff like that, and get outside and do kind of like a, winter activities, video as well. Cause I think people probably need that in the winter time as well in Minnesota. Cause people just sit inside all winter. So it's like
dress appropriately, and then you can do any and all activities you want to do outside.
We'll just show you some fun activities to do. But so thanks all so much for listening. We got more fun stuff coming your way in 2024, 2020, 2025. We got year 2 coming up. It's crazy. We've been doing this a year, and we still only have like 38 episodes.
Yeah.
And like some of these podcasts you listen to are like 400 deep.
Yeah.
And it's like, my gosh, staying power. But and if you have any other like comments, questions, concerns, or ideas or suggestions or whatever, emails are always open. averagebrosgympodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, the Average Bros Gym Podcast. You can send us ideas your way. Send us suggestions of what you want to hear. And keep listening. We got more fun stuff and more beer spilling coming your way.
Christmas movie breakdown.
Hey, we could do that next week. Yeah, absolutely. Like a bracket, Christmas movie bracket.
Yeah, I feel like do it in real time.
I gotta watch more fucking Christmas movies. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Like, what would our final 4 bracket be? We're doing like Christmas movies, so you're gonna have to tune into what those answers will be next week.
Movies.
Yeah. Actually, though,
How about holiday movies?
It's tough.
All right, Kory. Any last questions, comments,
concerns, attacks of any sort?
Anything for the people listening?
Well, Spotted Cow, Athletic Brew, shout out. You guys were almost the stars of the show there for a little bit. So
you were the stars of the summer. I'm gonna have fun watching that moment back.
It's gonna be good. That'll be one of the highlights. Yeah, that would have made the podium.
Yeah, for sure.
Right there, that moment right there.
That's got to be just. I can't wait to make this thumbnail. Anyways, all right, buddy. Well, thank you all for listening so much. Have a great rest of your whatever day you're listening to this. Have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you once again very, very soon with more fun stuff.
All the things.
Thanks, everybody.
Later.